This project is actually all about helping people making informed decision about the treatments for multiple sclerosis. We use a specific method called multi-criteria decision analysis, or we call MCDA, to look at the value from multiple angles, including cost, of course. The goal is just to make sure that patient voices are front or center, in deciding what really truly valuable to them. We include people from 3 different states in the Deep South: Louisiana, Mississippi, and also Alabama.
I was diagnosed with MS in 2011. Actually, on my wedding anniversary, I got the official diagnosis, which was June 2011. I like to participate in these because I learn so many new things. I meet new people. Most of the studies that I've looked at or clinical trials is always about exercise. It's about fatigue. It's about medicine, reaction to medicine and stuff. So this one was totally way out there.
In this project specifically, we have engaged patients and stakeholders throughout the project. That's why we call the patient-centered MCDA. When we developed the protocol, the project, when we submitted to PhRMA Foundation, we included them there. They're going to be engaged throughout, not only when the project is done. When we disseminate the results, we need to engage them too. There are 2 main phases in this project. We actually decided that in the first phase, we should try to build the understanding of the concepts of the value assessment, including the MCDA. The goal of this first phase is to make sure that they understand, then they can effectively engage in the second phase, which is the MCDA. We actually developed materials, and then eventually we conducted a total of 6 different workshops to cover, like for example, the basic concept of the value assessment. We talk about the cost effectiveness analysis. We talk about the budget impact analysis. We talk about the patient preference study. And eventually we spent a lot of time, in fact, 3 out of those 6 workshops, talking about the MCDA.
We provided a lot of input on the training materials. We went through a number of iterations of getting them to sort of change even the examples that they used of explaining what value is and what the concept of value is to things that they could easily relate to, that they were probably doing already, but maybe not recognizing that they were already using value trade-offs. For example, between price and grocery store product attributes. So it could be, the trade-offs between canned goods, generic versus brand, or, regular fruit versus organic fruit, or yellow bananas versus, overripe bananas that were on sale. Any of those things are the same examples of you've got one thing that costs more that's supposed to be better, and you need a method of making those trade-offs.
I did procurement for the entire state of Mississippi. So I helped other sister agencies to be able to procure goods and services of a technology type nature. So some of the words he was putting out there, criteria, weighted scoring, those kind of things. I'm like, wait a minute, I did that at work. I didn't realize that pharmaceuticals would use that. I'm on my 5th, MS therapy. And it's like, okay, I just started this one 2 years ago. Everything's working fine. And all of a sudden now you're just going to pull the rug out front and tell me, okay, you got these 5 to pick from. It's like, why are you doing that? I'm fine. I don't have any issues. And, and now I'm stuck taking a medicine that is an injectable. I hate needles. The training that we've had so far has kind of opened my eyes a lot to understand why they're how they're making that decision. But now it's like, why are you making it? Is it because of money? Is it because of something else, that I don't know, so it's really got my curiosity more. So I want to know more about, what makes them do those things. But then I also want them to understand how that affects me and other people in the long run, and because I don't know that they fully understand that.
So it's actually, this project is, to me, is a proof of the concept, not a new concept, but it's a proof of that, saying that, a rigorous patient-centered value assessment is actually possible or feasible.
It will stimulate additional research because it sort of shows people both an underserved patient population and the way to collect data for this MCDA application.
It will show that to the other fields outside the multiple sclerosis treatment as well, that the patient-centeredness is not only possible, but it's also a powerful, matter that we should consider when we do the value assessment.
It'd be nice to know, once we finish this project, what the outcome would be if, we do get this information to, the powers that be, whether it's a pharmaceutical or whether it's an insurance company, for them to see that, this is what y'all are doing when you make these decisions. So I really would like that, to know that it did not fall on deaf ears, that someone actually is looking at it and they're hearing and they're understanding what they're doing